Mary again. Welcome back to Tai Chi, lesson 2. All right, before we begin, it's always good to warm up a little bit, of course, before you exercise. This is gentle exercise, but it's still helpful. Check out my body tapping video. That's fantastic to get the energy flowing and soften up those muscles a little bit. You might want to do a little bit of the Qigong that I've got a video on there as well to get the flow going, get some oxygen into your system and get those internal organs kind of massaged and things like that. So those are great warm-ups. Also, a really simple, effective warm-up before you do Tai Chi is simply shaking in place. Keep your feet flat on the floor, hip distance, shoulder width apart, and go as loose and limp as possible, like a rag doll. Yeah, you might feel funny doing this. You might look funny. It's okay. But the idea is to just surrender. Just be loose like water. Just let it flow. So there's no right or wrong here. You just kind of let your muscles melt and you let the vibration kind of, again, massage you a little bit. And, bend those knees, kind of roll the back a little bit in different directions. Let your head go a little bit floppy. Flop those arms and wrists. You know what I mean? Just kind of, pay attention. Maybe you're like, oh, I got some stiffness here. I got some stiffness there. It's a little bit of a body check, right? A little bit of self-awareness of where you might be holding some of your tension. Okay, so this is really easy and simple. If you're ever having a little bit of shoulder pain, sometimes just doing this helps. Self-massage. Okay, so you're just kind of flopping around here and just let it go, right? Take some nice inhales and exhales. Fantastic. Next, you can just bring your arms in front. You can stop your shaking and think about like a rod from your middle finger to your elbow and just rotate on that inner axis, just loosening up those wrists a little bit. Keep breathing. Fantastic. Great. Then we do move from the waist in Tai Chi, so you can do a little bit of twisting at the waist as well, which feels really good. Kind of looking back behind your shoulder and let your arms tap your torso. Again, that self-massage, get that circulation going. You can keep your feet flat if you like, and just relax, breathe in, breathe out. Whew, feels good. All right, so these are just really simple warm-ups to get going before we begin. I always like doing some ankle rolls, rotate in each direction, and listen for those snap, crackle, pops. Practice your balance a little bit. And of course, all of our wrists as well. Fantastic. Okay, quick review of lesson 1. Last time, we began with opening form, and we stepped out with the left. We balanced the weight, and we floated those arms up, and we bent the elbows, and we bent the knees, a pair, and we got seated on our horse stance, our low, comfortable, sinking the chi, sinking that center of gravity, feeling really grounded. Okay, so while Tai Chi is, of course, a relaxing, exercise, you burn about 250 calories in an hour. It's not intense that way per se, but there's so many healing benefits. Of course, like I keep saying, breathing and circulation, focusing on those internal organs, but there is roots in martial arts as well, right? So that move, if you were to speed it up, and if someone was coming at me with 2 arms, let's say, extended, when I lift my arms up, I can then grab their arms, and then when I bend, I work on pulling them down. So I might step out, and down they go. So if you like thinking about the martial arts aspects of why you're doing what you're doing, it can be kind of fun and help you with the move a little bit. Okay, but I like going gentle and slow and flowy and not thinking about that too much, but it is super fascinating. Okay, so we went opening the door, then we held the ball, hold the ball. What's happening there? Well, I've kind of turned my chest a little bit, and again, I would have like grabbed someone's arm or leg if it were coming at me. And when we step out for our next moves, part wild horse's mane, I've grabbed that arm, let's say, and hold it towards me a little bit. And then with this rounded arm, I'm going right under the arm of my opponent and I'm pressing them away. So imagining that really fast, pulling them towards you, and then if you let go, and then off they go. Okay, so that's the kind of martial arts application behind part Well's horse's mane. And then we do it again. We pivoted the foot, we held the ball on the left side, remember left hand dominant on top, weight in that left leg, and we stepped out again. Shifted the weight forward, shift the weight back, pivot, hold the ball, and we did it 3 times, so the last time, great, part Well horse's mane. From here, we took a half step from behind, we rested the toes comfortably in front, and we dropped the left arm as we raised the right one, and we did white crane spreads its wings. Okay, so again, that would be a warding off, right, if someone's coming at us. Fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna pick it up from there. I'll scoot back a little bit. Okay, so from here, we are going to drop the right arm, like what is up is gonna go down. So you're just gonna drop that right arm in front of you, and you're gonna bend at the elbows. And I think of that kind of like, again, it's a warding off type of a move. And you're just circling in front of that torso, and then that right arm's gonna come back to the right corner. My gaze always follows that dominant hand. Okay, so from here, drop the right, bring up the left, rotate arm circles in front of your torso, and then as that right arm comes up again, just take it to the shoulder height corner. And now we're gonna step out with the left. This would have, I could have kicked my opponent with this foot, right, or pressed on them. Okay, but now we're just gonna step out. So here we go. I'm gonna bend this elbow, and my fingertips are gonna be at about ear level, and I'm gonna take 3 more steps in that same direction. So I'm gonna step out with my left, heel toe, and this time I push out with the right. Push out with the left. I've run out of room already. I gotta do 3 of them. And one more. Half step from behind and play guitar. Okay, so let's look at that one more time. We finished off with white crane, spreads its wings, dropping those arms in front. Glance back at that right arm, stepping out with the left. Shift the weight back, pivot that left foot, put the weight into the left leg, and now take the left arm back to that left corner, glance at it, bend the elbow, and press. Shift the weight back, pivot the foot, step onto that right leg, right arm goes back, and step out with the left. All right, so that's 3 brush knee. And again, I was pulling and pushing. Okay, and then the last move for lesson 2, keep the weight forward in that left leg, half step from behind, just like we did with white crane spreads its wings. But this time, again, we're putting most of our weight, probably like 80-20, in that back leg, but this time, instead of our toe down, we're gonna put our toes up. So our heel's on the ground, our foot is kind of flexed, and our toes are facing upward. Okay, and again, you'll be maybe stepping on someone with that foot. Okay, and then we have play guitar or any other ancient Chinese instrument. You'll hear these names called translated in different ways. All right, so your fingertips of your right hand are in alignment with the left elbow more or less. Pinky of the left hand is facing away from you, right elbow. So again, in terms of a self-defense application here, if someone were coming at me with their arm, grab their wrist, grab their arm, twist that arm, go for the elbow, that's the joint that we go for often, and then we can press down, press them on the leg, and then press them down with that hand. But in any case, we're just gonna think nice thoughts, play guitar, okay? All right, so let's try that one more time. From the end of lesson 1, we had white crane spreads its wings. Drop the right, bring up the left. Bend at the elbow, rotate in front of the torso. Gaze back to the right arm, just the right corner. Don't extend way back here on this, strain that shoulder. Just glance at it. Rush knee one. Shift the weight back. Glance back at the left hand, going to that back left corner. And then out with the right and press. And this other hand is just gazing, like fresh knee. It's just kind of going towards the knee. You don't really touch your leg. Just graze the knee, or float above the knee. Shift the weight back, pivot that foot, and one more time. Shoulders relaxed. Both my legs, my power, I would, if I were pushing someone, the power is not only coming from my arm, is it? It's coming from my center, from my dantian. We talked a little bit about that. A couple of inches below your belly button, that. And then it spirals out. I'm powering with my arm, but this back leg would give me a lot of power too. But both my legs are bent. You're very comfortable here. You're still, Tai Chi abhors a straight line. Remember we talked about the circle. So again, even though I'm here, make sure your hand is not like this. All right, so hand, knee, toes basically in alignment. You could draw sort of a line there. Always leave some bend, okay? You should be very comfortable to hold this pose if you needed to. All right. All right, the Tai Chi bow. You take your left hand, because you know we associate that with heart, and you put the left hand over the right, and you kind of, your right hand grasps your left thumb, and then if you close your left hand over that palm, you can see it kind of makes the yin-yang symbol, huh? So when we're done, we can do a little bow at the end of our little practice. So now we've got 2 lessons, practice them, put them together. By the end of this, we'll have 8 lessons, as I mentioned, Tai Chi, simplified form, 24 moves, and it takes approximately 6 to 8 minutes to complete this short form. It takes 6 months to a year to learn it and know what you're doing. But in the end, it'll be about 6 to 8 minutes when you perform the whole thing, okay? All right, so I hope you're inspired. I hope that was fun for you and you could see, okay? I can't wait to see you at the club. When we reopen, we're gonna practice Tai Chi outside. We usually, we used to be in the yoga studio and then we moved to the big studio and we're gonna move it outside. Nice fresh air, and it's a lot of fun. So I really hope to see you so we can practice these, and I'll join you in your Tai Chi journey, okay? All right, thank you so much for joining me. Come back soon for lesson 3. All right, bye.